All right, what's going on, people? Welcome to the statement. We back here with another episode, and then today we got a pretty large crowd with us. You know what I'm saying? We got Grady, Zavi, we got Nicholas Monteleone. What's going on, guys?
Let's go. What's going
Yo,
on?
All right, so look, we all know why we here, but the people don't know why we here. And just recently, the Madden ratings just came out, and they dropped a few lists, but in particular, we gonna focus on the wide receivers, the rankings that they got. So they put out their list of the top 10 rated receivers in Madden. So I'm gonna just go through the list, and we'll just figure out whether or not we agree with Madden. I mean, generally, we know Madden always likes to put out some bullshit, just something to get the people talking. So I'll just start from one, and then we'll go to 10. So at number one, they have Justin Jefferson, and he's the only 99 rated receiver. I'm not mad at that.
understood.
Yeah, I don't think there's any real complaints
Understood.
with it. I mean, his throw power is pretty ass. I mean, 43. Come on.
Yo,
Hey yo,
It shows the ratings right here. Carrying 78, not
His,
bad.
his kick
wait,
power,
what
18.
what did they have?
garbage.
What did they have his speed at?
Power. Speed
92.
92.
Okay,
only
All right.
92 speed
We can compare that to
that's faster than I thought it would
Devontae
have been.
for a
Adams. Okay, he's
99
faster than
receiver. I don't
Devontae.
know.
No, I mean,
I mean, it's because his route running and probably like his catching. The
His
ratings
stamina
for those-
98, injury 94, toughness is 87, jump is 96.
Was what?
His jump is a 96. His change of
Damn.
direction is a 96.
Damn,
His
they
ball
gave that
carrier
boy
vision is
bunnies.
88. Spin move 80, juke is 92.
What's his route running stats?
For a
at?
lot of those hemes.
Okay, from short to deep, it's 98, 97, 97. He has
Damn.
99 spectacular catch and 97 catch in traffic.
Oh wait,
What?
I know why they gave him the spectacular catch because the
Yeah.
catch he had against Buffalo,
Yep.
that one-handed where he just snagged it. That's exactly the reason why they gave that to him. Because like how often do you see people even go ahead and make catches like
He
that?
has a 98 release too.
Yeah,
Jesus.
his whole route running is just
well, why
It's
don't we
crazy
compare
because-
it to last year's and see if there's a big difference. Like if his speed
it
was
probably
like
is a big difference
Definitely.
Jefferson.
because
Well, I
like
think
last
wasn't he a 97 or something last year?
no in 23.
23 rating.
Nah,
I'm
I
on.
don't.
I have all the ratings for every player in Madden 24 right now, so that's. I have that pulled up.
Trying to look up 23.
I still this is the thing
he
though.
was
Like
a
with,
93.
okay, that makes sense. A 93 makes sense. I just still find it crazy that Madden made him the best receiver in the league according to, their ratings. So like, it's kind of like fuck what everybody else thinks. Like, we think JJ's the best.
Right.
And he still hasn't even hit his second contract yet. So that's crazy. He's going to get a bag for sure. I mean, there's a reason why they didn't sign Dalvin Cook, but we'll talk about that later.
That's a later conversation.
Yeah. Okay, at number 2, they had Tyreek Hill. He's a 98. And I'm pretty sure they gave him 99 speed again.
They have,
Yeah,
bro. They
he
have
has-
to give him.
Yeah, 99 speed, 99 acceleration, 98 agility, 94 awareness, 94 catching traffic, 79 carry.
Jeez.
What else is crazy? Break tackle is 85, jump is 92, kick returning 92, injury 91, stamina 92, toughness
think-
93.
I think the crazy part about Tyreek Hill is honestly, like, he's probably the first receiver to not only have, like, world-class speed, but then, like, he backs it up with his play on the field. Like, he's an all-around receiver with just world-class speed. It's fucking crazy.
Well, no, I think the way I describe it is because it's like what you have these speed demons like what John Ross came out with, they obviously beating the 40 record, and you have a bunch of these track guys, and it's like they always show out in the 40 in all these competitions, and they're like, man, they run these go routes crazy, beating these guys by 20 yards. But
Yeah.
this is like the first speed guy, where it's like, you know how they describe players like, yo, he plays fast. This guy does both. Like, he runs crazy fast. Like, I mean, obviously he's running track, but then you
Yeah.
have on the field, he'll route your ass up and like
It's
dunk you
game
with a
speed.
slant for 30. It's game speed too. Like his speed and size, like he's compact, just translates great to the game because there's no. There is no just single coverage like leave somebody one-on-one
Yeah.
with him because there's just
No, you can't. You have to double him.
you can't. But that's what I'm saying. It's the first time where you could say like a speed guy because normally it's like what happened with Jalen Hyatt or what they're saying what our guy's going to be because I'm a Giants fan, but they're saying he's just going to be a deep threat, which
Yeah.
that normally is what they're categorized as, or they end up a kick returner or a punt returner. But this is the one guy where it's like,
Well, that's what Tyreek originally got brought in for. He was supposed to be
Yeah.
a special teams guy because
Exactly.
DeAnthony Thomas wasn't working out for them in Kansas City, so they wanted like a something to go along with it, and then Tyreek ended up being exactly what they were looking for. But we see it all the time in the NFL draft when guys are running their 40 and they'll run like a fucking 4.5, 4.6, and the scouts will be like, "But he looks fast on tape." So like there's game speed and then there's just straight line speed. It's a big difference.
but this is the one guy that it just goes like that hand in
Yeah.
hand for him, which is why I don't think there's ever a reason not to give the guy 99 speed, 99 excel, because it's just
yeah,
ridiculous.
he's gonna be like Deshaun Jackson. He's just gonna be fast as shit until he's old.
Agreed.
But this is the thing, though. He said he's going to
Great comparison.
retire when this contract is over.
You said what?
Tyreek Hill's, he said he's going to retire when this contract is over.
Damn.
He's like in year 2 of the 5-year deal. I think it was a 5-year deal that he signed after he got
Well,
traded.
He's almost 30. Isn't he like 29,
Still.
28?
Still,
27,
bro.
something like that?
And I think he is on the younger side. But I mean, nonetheless. So right now at
Yeah, he's
number
29.
3.
29.
Damn.
So
Hasn't
no,
even hit
so
30 yet.
obviously, so
Crazy.
number 1, number 2 locks makes sense.
Yeah, I can agree with number 1 and 2.
Both were the top last year.
Well, no, Devontae Adams was number 1 last year,
All right, fair enough.
and
Well,
this
he's
year he's number 3. Yeah, he's number 3. He's got a 97, and that makes sense because he did have a down year with Las Vegas, and I can't blame him because you don't have Aaron Rodgers throwing to you no more. You went from Aaron Rodgers to Derek Carr. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Derek Carr. You know, Derek Carr
I
is a
don't
dog.
like Derek Carr.
But
I like Derek.
But he's
I like
no
Derek.
Aaron Rodgers, bro. He's
Yeah,
Derek
no,
Carr
he's
is-
not Aaron
Derek
Rodgers.
Carr
I like
is-
Derek Carr a lot more
You're-
than most people like Derek Carr.
Yeah, no, I don't like him at all. He's not a top 15 quarterback. That's why I know.
No, Derek Carr is the top 15 quarterback. Stop playing.
Nah.
Watch.
Nah,
You're gonna
bro.
go ahead and you're gonna see the stats that he's gonna be putting up throughout the year in New Orleans in like a more steady franchise than Vegas. And you're gonna see what he does, and then you're gonna go ahead and feel stupid because he's gonna put up good numbers again. And then I'm gonna be like, I told you so.
I just realized they
I
don't
mean-
have any of the receivers, any quarterbacks announced. That's crazy.
Who, Vegas?
Nah,
Oh,
Madden.
Madden?
I was gonna pull it
Oh,
up
got
really
you.
quick.
They're probably
No, I
gonna
think
save
it's
that for
just-
last.
It's
Yeah.
strong safeties and the receivers.
Yeah.
I think again though, Devontae being at 3, I think we're
It
good.
makes sense.
Top
It
3
makes sense.
spots.
I'm not gonna get mad at that.
Next.
At number,
I was just gonna say like there's definitely a trend. I mean, if you're just because I know a lot of people like to complain about how EA like rates things, but I think for once they're starting to like create different archetypes for players. Like obviously you could see you would compare Justin Jefferson's and Devontae Adams in the same category, right?
yeah,
And
they're all
both
around receivers.
Similar, yeah, but they're not like speed demons. So that's why it's like, yeah, both of their speeds are sort of not. They're still up there, but they're not like top tier, like
Yeah.
blow past everybody. Like the 92 to Devontae's 90, and I think last year he was 91, not even anything. Devontae.
What's
Even
his
at
route
90,
running?
He
though?
was. I
It's
don't have that.
definitely got to be up there, like 96, 97, all around.
Cause see, like, dude, if you have,
Devontae's?
You know what?
Yeah,
I have a
Devontae's.
phenomenal
I'll tell you right
example of
now.
this. I have a phenomenal example of this. One of my the kids in high school I played against. He was He was on my team. I'm tweaking. Slow as shit, and everybody knew it. But his route running was so clean, so he'd always be open. Because he'd just have like
That's why Travis Kelce is so successful, bro, because he's not the fastest in the world, but he runs such good routes,
I
and
said
he's
it.
so
I'm doing it
big.
every video.
Pause.
That's every video. What up? It's Big Twin.
Travel
Every
size
video.
Travis Kelce.
Every
Font
video.
size.
Damn, in this one podcast, we got Travis Kelce Jr. and Megamind all in the same video. Nick, I love you, I swear.
Wow.
Megamind.
He's going to roast me for that later when we're playing 2K. I already know that for a fact.
I was gonna tell you, Devontae has 97, 96, and 95 for his route running, but he has the number 1
Jesus.
release. He has a 99 release.
Damn. And what was the 97?
Short route, 96 is medium, and 95 is deep. He has a 98 spec catch and a 95 catch in traffic too.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Next one.
It's a
That makes
40
sense.
45 throw power. Just saying, top tier.
Yo,
receiver
what's
right
up
now
with you
so
and the
far.
throw power?
Throw power, trick plays. You got it.
All right. Well,
there.
look, at number 4, we have the receiver who's right now beefing with his starting QB and organization, Stephon Diggs, at a 97. He's actually tied for 4th, by the way. So he's tied with Cooper Kupp. Both of them are at 96.
Yeah.
See, I think that Cooper. This is my issue with Cooper Kupp. Okay. Up until that 1 year he won the Triple Crown, was he good? Yes. But that Triple Crown year, he was absolutely like phenomenal. So basically, if we had on like a chart, he went from like here to like up here a little bit, and then like skyrocketed, and then like went kind of like back to like normal. Like to me, he's for sure a top 10 receiver, bridge top 5, but I don't think one is like his I don't think he's ever gonna get back to that number 1 spot. Don't get me wrong, that year that they won it all and he went crazy, he was magical. Like you could not stop Cooper Kupp, you really couldn't.
Yeah, I mean,
That year
yeah,
was
shit.
nuts.
He's just a good
I
route
don't-
runner.
I don't know what they're gonna do now in LA because there's news that Matthew Stafford's fate is up in the air, and it's just a whole bunch of shit going on in LA, and I don't see him repeating that Triple Crown season anytime soon with what they got going over there. I think he goes to a different organization with a better QB, and then I think it's wraps. I think he could easily throw himself into the top 3 realm again, but that's not the case right now. And then you got Stephon, who he's always been a dog since the second he entered the league. The second he went to Minnesota, he was going crazy. The second that he went to Buffalo, he kept going crazy. And, he's done that now with, 3 different QBs? Because it was
Kirk? Didn't he have Kirk for a bit?
Kirk, Josh Allen, and then, wow, I forgot. The QB who threw that crazy Hail Mary against the Saints in the playoffs. Can nobody remember his name?
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Diggs, sideline, touchdown. Yeah. What's that? Who was the quarterback?
I can't remember that QB's name.
Kirk
Is it
Cousins?
Ted?
No.
No,
Case
it's
it
not.
Ted?
Case
No.
Keenum. There you go.
Case Keenum. Yes, number 7, right? He's number 7, I think.
I think something like that.
He
Yeah.
had a good year.
But 3 QBs, he's gone crazy with all 3 of them. I wouldn't have him tied with Cooper. I would
give
put
him
Stephon
4.
4
I'd give him the
and
4.
Cooper 5.
Well,
Well, I think
Young's
you
who's
got to
six.
understand that I feel like AEA does it a lot where they base it not just off of the year of that like just happened, but of the prior year. So obviously Cooper Kupp isn't going to regret, they're not going to drop him off the face of the earth after being 99 and like having that
Yeah.
year. But I mean, I was just looking this up because he got injured this year too because they just used him like a workhorse. Like out of the 8 games that he played, he had over 120 yards. Like 5 of the 9 games he played, he had over 120 yards.
jeez.
Yeah.
And he just, I remember watching the game. He got hurt in the game where they were already losing, and they threw him a bubble, and then he like either tore something in his leg or He got tackled awkwardly, and it just
Mm-hmm.
stupid on management. Because I mean, if you looked at the pay, like just looking at his stats here, what the first what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, he had 128, 108, 44, which is I think a bad game against Arizona, and then he had 122, 125. Like,
Jeez.
to say that he was like, that's the start of the game, and he only played 8 games, so I'm sure you do the math there. I mean, he was
He could have
probably
been on pace
projected. He
he
would
could
have
have been on
been in
pace
the.
for a great season.
I don't see why he wouldn't have been behind the top guys or up there, because what's it called? Justin and Tyreek Hill were on a tear. I don't see him being. I would have put him right with AJ Brown and Stephon Diggs, which I think is what they're saying, because obviously I think AJ Brown got disrespected, but we'll get to that.
Yeah,
But
no, he got disrespected crazy.
Stephon Diggs, that's where I'd picture him, like, stat-wise, sitting around where Stephon Diggs is, around 1,400 with 11 touchdowns.
How do y'all? So let me ask you this. Let's say you swap the teams. You throw Cooper Cup in Buffalo and you throw Stephon in LA. Do their numbers look the same?
I think
They're different
both
players,
of them,
bro.
yeah, but at the same time, I think Cooper Cup does better with Josh Allen
Absolutely.
than I think you give them how it was last year. Like, you put Stephon in the Cooper Cup situation where they're overusing him. Like, I know Stephon Diggs was complaining about getting used more, but Cooper Cup is the opposite side of that argument, where then you realize, like, oh, maybe if I get 15 targets a game on 13 catches, and half of them are useless because my team's losing. Like, I get it. Like, you're a great receiver and you want the ball whenever you can, but in situations where you're down 31-12 in the fourth quarter, maybe you sit it out. Maybe you don't ask for the ball right away because you risk what happened, and that's exactly what happened. You hurt your golden goose, where, I mean, Cooper Cup was on a tear already. Like I said, 120 plus yards a game, basically. He gets hurt. I mean, obviously you can't plan an injury, but you can definitely minimize wear and tear on a guy, especially, I mean, Cooper Kupp's another guy that's in that age range of what? He's probably 29. I think he's similar to Tyreek.
Yeah, probably in
But
the same age group.
yeah,
He's already. I think he's on his second deal though right
yeah.
now.
But what's it called? Josh Allen, or the Buffalo Bills, they had Cole Beasley. So, I mean,
Oh
I don't
yeah.
think it's that big of a transition where it's not like they don't know how to use a guy like Cooper Cup. They know how to
Yeah.
use him. And I think the dynamic would change where, I mean, I feel like Gabe Davis would be getting a lot more touches deep ball wise, because you're going to have to double Tyreek or Cooper Cup, because he just gets open. He's the Travis Kelce of the wide receivers, where he's not the fastest, but the guy just gets open, and it's annoying. Like, you're just
Yeah.
sitting there like, God, can somebody just put a DB on Travis Kelce and just stop him from catching this ball? And it doesn't matter. Like, it just. And I think Josh Allen would love to just have a guy where he can just, which, I mean, he does with Steph. I'm not saying that Cooper Cup is better than Stephon, but Cooper Cup goes into a much more advantageous scenario than Stephon would.
No, I feel you. I don't know.
Because,
It's just like I've seen a lot more of like prolonged success from Stephon than I have from Cooper. That's my thing.
hmm
I don't know. That's just me though. Um,
Yeah.
at number 6, my personal favorite player slash receiver in the league is Jamar Chase. They have him out at 94.
Mm-hmm. 94
I
speed, 93
I
acceleration.
would not have been mad if they did another tie with AJ Brown. I know AJ Brown got super disrespected.
yeah,
I
he
wouldn't
did.
have been mad if they tied him here. I really like Jamar Chase. I also had him in fantasy the year that he blew up, and like he got me like 50 something in the championship game, because that was the game like he like went nuts or whatever. So
Oh
I
yeah, that's where he had like what, like almost 300 yards on Kansas City.
something like that. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Something like that. Maybe. No, this wasn't this past year. This was last year. I think whatever. Who cares?
The
But
use of the
anyway,
year
yeah, I
before.
like Jamar Chase. I like where he's at. Um, I think if he had a better year this past year, he could have been higher.
Well, he got injured
Yeah,
too. He's another one.
Say it
They
again.
they
He
dimmed
got
down
injured
his.
this year too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Exactly. So I think if he plays out, or this past season, um, especially with the relative, I guess, success of the Bengals.
the Bengals are fire, bro. Like I think people, yo, look, they have their few teams in the NFL, that they're going ahead and they're rooting for. But I think the Bengals probably have the most streamlined in the AFC, at least the most streamlined path to the AFC title game. That's just in my personal opinion. And on top of it too, come on, man, you got Joe Burrow throwing him the ball. There's people who gonna argue that Joe Burrow is better than Josh Allen.
Yeah, but I feel like with this, no, I'm not arguing that point. I'm just saying when it comes to the way I'm thinking about it, like from EA mind, is you got Justin Jefferson, who's your guy. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
same school, same sort of situation, like both breaking rookie receiving records when they do, and like I just asked with the Justin Jefferson Madden rating last year, he was 93. Now you got, and that was what, his third year? Because now is
This
he's
is
going
this
into
is
fourth.
this is Jamar
This
Chase
is year 3 for
third,
Jamar.
and this is
Year three
Jefferson's
for
second.
fourth. Yep, fourth. No, because
Jefferson's 4.
Jefferson older. Yeah. So
Wait, Jefferson was older.
Justin,
Yeah,
Justin
he
Jefferson
went
is
into the
older.
draft the year before Jamar.
Yep.
Right.
So Jamar is already rated higher in his second year than Jefferson was in his third, if we think about it that way. So I think he's exactly where he should be. I don't have a problem with 94, and it leaves more because I don't think there's any point. It's kind of a waste if you just throw around like high S. Like for me, Madden kind of deads. Like I don't really enjoy it as much when there's 50 million 99 players.
No, they rarely
know-
have 99s in Madden. It's like a very select group.
2K used to do that. 2K
No,
used
but
to do
what I'm
that.
saying, but that's when it kind of deads for me is when you got like 99 honors players, 99 rookie, 99 this, which is fine. Like I get it, but I like when in the regular Madden where you have guys that leave room for improvement because when you put a receiver like Jamar Chase who's young and then you already have him at like let's say they put him at a 96, 97, you're basically saying he's capped it. Whereas if you put him at a 93, 92, you're saying he's great. We're not denying it. But we just want to leave room for when he hits that Cooper Cup situation where, let's just say he tries to break the wide receiver, like the most amount of yards in a season type of thing.
Yeah.
You leave that higher overalls open for those occasions where you could say, there's an accolade to it instead of just.
I don't know,
he's
man.
a great.
Me personally, I think there is 2 players in this group that I would have given 99s to, and then 1 at 98. Like I would have made Tyreek a 99, and then I would have made Devontae a 98, and then kept JJ at a 99. I think those 2 players definitely, because like Tyreek is still as explosive and as dangerous as ever.
Yeah. But that's why
But
I'm saying
Jamar-
exactly. But with the younger guys like Jamar, who
Yeah.
I'm saying for right now, like I like where he's at because, let's say because this year he's on a down year. He just barely broke 1,000 yards, obviously because of injury and whatever. But I wouldn't give it on potential alone to put him at a 95 plus. I think 94 is perfect because you're saying 95 is like where you're saying like the upper echelon, like the 90, these are the elite established guys, and he's right there, and all he's got to do is just have this comeback year where he blows up, and then he kind of just competes with Justin Jefferson, and then as soon as you say that, then you have him in the Tyreek Hill situation where he's like neck and neck with him, and I
Look,
think
this
that's
is
fair.
just This is just me respectfully. Like, if I'm a GM and I got to pick any receiver in the league, my first pick is going to be Justin Jefferson. Or not Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. I know a lot of people are going to pick JJ as their first receiver. But me personally, I'm going with Jamar.
I think Xavi has a. What are you gonna say to that?
Bro,
You're kind of shaking your head.
JJ. It's JJ.
I know it's JJ. I understand that, but it's just like, and I'm gonna bring, and like I've said this to
I'm
you
a
a million
Packers
times.
fan. I have to deal with him twice a fucking year.
I understand, but like I said, I'm gonna say it a million times. You know what I'm saying? When JJ and Jamar was on the field together, we all knew who the number one was.
That's not
And it
saying
was
much.
Jamar.
That's like saying back in high school, I made Michael Jordan not make the team. Michael
Nah,
Jordan
but
didn't make
this
the
is
team over me.
But this is the thing. This was in college. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was in college with Joe Burrow throwing to him.
We're talking about right now.
Yeah, but I'm look.
There's
both
players
of
who are
them,
amazing in college versus other players, and guess who had a better professional career?
yes, but like when you go ahead and you look at it, like both of them were dogs in college, and then they brought it to the league, and they're doing the same exact thing, and they're in different situations in different organizations, and y'all have to remember Jamar Chase is splitting it with two other good receivers in Boyd and T Higgins. He's not just him, cause like yeah, JJ had Adam Thielen with him for a little bit, but Thielen left. He's not there no more. And Adam and no disrespect to Adam Thielen, but when you got to go ahead and split your targets with one guy versus two guys, it's gonna leave room for JJ to be more efficient. Plus, he's already gone ahead and basically, it was set in stone. Adam Thielen is like your 1B receiver. He's not a number 2, but he's like a 1B. So like JJ, he just slipped right into that role to be able to just take over all the reps, of the 1A receiver, get all the main targets, be the focal point of the offense, and like that's just been his game, and like that's cool. But with all due respect, I'm taking Jamar. I'm taking Jamar number 1 over all of them.
All right.
Y'all can get mad at me. Y'all can disagree with me all you want, but I'm taking Jamar. That boy a dog.
I'm not gonna argue that. He is a dog.
No, that's fine. Look, y'all don't have to
that's
argue
your
it.
opinion.
Yeah, my opinion is the right opinion. Bitches.
Moving on.
All right.
Moving on.
All right.
All right, but just all right. If we're gonna, I just want to stay on that argument real quick.
What's up?
So, if we're gonna talk about the situations, right, and obviously
man.
team oriented, where are you putting Jalen Waddle then? Because I'm looking at the stats here, he has kind of the reverse of what Jamar Chase had, where last year Jalen Waddle had 1,100 yards, or just over 1,000 with 6 tutties. And this year he had almost 1,400 yards and 8 touchdowns. So I mean, I think Jalen Waddle, we're talking same situation with Jamar.
No. So first off, don't start talking crazy. Jamar Chase has gone ahead. Don't get me wrong, Jalen Waddle, you can make a real good argument for him to be in the spectrum of top 15. He's
not even top 15.
You can make the
that's
argument.
He's a 16th ranked receiver at 88 overall.
But
Which
what
is
I'm going
crazy.
ahead and saying,
He's the same rating damn near as Amon St. Brown.
but see, this is the thing though. This is the thing. When the Bengals step on the field against another team, that other team, when they're doing their defensive, meetings, and they're going through who are the X factor players that we have to look out for, who's gonna go ahead and get our best corner, who's gonna go ahead and get the double coverages, that all goes towards Jamar. Everybody game plans towards Jamar as the Bengals' number 1 option, so he gets defended as such. Jalen Waddle is always either the second or third fiddle, because the Dolphins have Tyreek and Gesicki.
Had Gesicki.
Had. Excuse my French.
Yeah, but
that's right. New England signed him. Okay,
situational, If Jalen Waddle goes to a situation where he's that number 1 guy,
Waddle never gets double covered.
He's
He's
never
got-
gets double covered.
No, barely ever. Come on, man. They had Tyreek. Tyreek's gonna get all the double coverage, and if not, it's gonna go towards Gesicki because Gesicki is the security blanket for Tua turnover.
Okay.
Like, come on, man. Tua Tagovailoa,
I mean-
he be out here going to hang getting slapped up in the pocket. You know, like you know that one girl who got hit by Sharkeisha. Like, clearly he gonna go ahead and look for his security blanket in the tight end first, and also he gonna look for Tyreek. Jalen Waddle is basically the third option.
I mean, look at this though. But so Jalen Waddle had 117 targets. Jamar Chase, even on a down year, had 134. Jalen Waddle had 400 more yards, or just about 400 more yards than Jamar Chase,
Mm-hmm.
and the same amount of touchdowns.
Yeah, but this
Being the second receiver, like you're saying, the second.
he's the
like,
second
there's
receiver,
Tyreek
but he's between the
with
second and third
13.
option.
But that's
Like-
what I'm saying. But he's got to fight every catch. He's got to make. Like,
Yeah,
he's gotta make
one-on-one.
something with it.
One-on-one, he not getting double covered like that. And on top of it too, Jalen Waddle is primarily he's gonna run like the under routes or he's gonna run deep routes. He doesn't run the entire route spectrum. Jamar does everything.
Okay.
Jamar's a better route runner. Jamar has better at catching. His release is better. You know, he got better body control. The only thing that for like undoubtedly that Jalen has on Jamar, respectfully, is the speed. That's it. Otherwise,
Okay.
every other category I'm giving to Jamar Chase.
All right.
Like, think about it, too. It was the same thing when AB and Juju Smith-Schuster was going ahead and tearing it up in Pittsburgh. And then, you know, AB leaves, and then Juju's not getting one-on-one coverage no more. He's getting double covered, and then look what happened to him. He's on, like, team number 4 now. Because he's just not built for the one-on-one. I'm not saying Jalen can't be built for, you know, the number one, you know, role. I think, you know, he could, but also at the same time, like, you know, Jamar is already getting the number one respect, and he's still putting up numbers.
Yeah.
That's I'm gonna leave my piece there. All right.
All right. We can move on.
But
to the next
all right, number 7, we got DeAndre Hopkins at 93. I think they disrespected Nuke on the rankings a little bit
Let's hear the
because, all I can think is that because he played in Arizona and he didn't play the entire season because I'm pretty sure he was suspended the first 6 games of the year.
stat. He
And
was.
then
What was
Kyler
it
got
for?
hurt.
What was it for?
I think it was PEDs.
Yeah, he got performance enhancers.
That's crazy. They don't even have D Hop on the EA Sports website.
Yo, this is the thing. And I mean, we now know that DeAndre Hopkins just signed with Tennessee. I don't know what's wrong with that man. He out here, he said he's like, I want to go to a team that's going to go ahead and give me the best shot to win. You know, it ain't all about the money. I just want to go ahead and win. And then he fucking signs with Tennessee. And then Tennessee is stupid too because you wouldn't go ahead and pay A.J. Brown, but then you basically want to pay for the older version of A.J. Brown.
Yeah, I think. Well, maybe it's the fact that they fucked up, or they know. Maybe they know that they.
Oh, you can say
messed up.
fucked up.
Oh, I didn't know yet.
Yeah.
All right. But,
Yeah, say
that's
it with
what I
your
mean.
chest.
No, I feel like I think they know they screwed up in that ordeal because
Fucked
they
up.
realized this year that they needed AJ Brown was more important than they realized.
No, yeah, for sure.
And especially even though Derrick Henry, which I mean, you want to talk about an insane stat, like that man went down in like what, week 6, week 7 and was still like top 5 in rushing that
It's
whole
King
time.
Henry,
yeah.
bro. That's King
Yeah.
That
Henry.
whole time, like he still had 900 yards, and that was upper echelon, like always top 10 for like the rest of the season. So it just goes
Yeah.
to show how crazy he is. But when you don't have a dog wide receiver, and I mean, if you look at the options that Tennessee had, like other than if they could go back in time, I think they keep AJ Brown. But since they
Oh,
can't do
100% they
that,
would.
since they can't do that, they're like, well, I'll take the older AJ Brown shit. Like, at least D Hop, can be he's an experienced veteran wide receiver that can bring up the young guys, be a good
Yeah.
mentor to Traylon Burks. Like, he didn't have a bad
True.
year
I think the
for
best
being
thing
by
to
yourself.
nah facts.
For being by yours damn near,
A
because
lot
what
of expectations on a
we
rookie.
thought Robert Woods was gonna like take over the number 1 role, and then he shit the
Robert
bed
Woods
and,
is like a
was
number 3 guy.
yeah, but everybody thought like, okay, it was gonna be Robert 1, then Traylon Burks is slowly gonna like grow,
no,
and then
fuck
they're like,
that.
nope,
That was
they're
stupid.
like, nope, have double coverage.
Last year, bro, Tennessee was an embarrassment of a franchise last year, bro. To see what they were for like the last 2 to 3 years prior to what they put out on the field last year, it's an embarrassment, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
and
come
the
on, and
crazy
then
part is
now
they were
they're
still
not
winning.
even doing too much to make the team better because they let some key players go.
Yeah.
They don't even know who their starter is gonna be next year.
Well, yeah,
We would
now
assume it's
they
Ryan
got-
Tannehill.
They got Will Levis. Well, Ryan Tannehill got hurt. I know that. Will Levis, or what is Malik Willis?
Yeah,
I
Malik
don't
Willis.
know what the heck happened to him. I feel like they just were not planning to get him involved. I think they wanted Ryan Tannehill to like finish out, have
Mentor
a
him.
solid year. Well, just to like take over, like not. Oh, hold on. What happened? Back. Just kind of wipe the floor, like let Malik Willis just sit in that background, kind of, marinate the sauce a little bit, let him actually learn to throw football into somebody's hands, not like, 50 feet over their head into the stands. I think he had more completion to fans than he did to actual receivers, which is kind of crazy. Like and the crazy part is I commend the Titans, like their defense was stupid. Because even though they'd have Malik Willis throwing for 90 yards a game, 90% of the time they're in. Well, what? They lost to us on a game-winning field goal. And that was like the first game of the season. They lost. They almost beat the Chiefs with Malik Willis not throwing a football in the receiver's hands and just praying that Derrick Henry can just, run his way through everybody.
Yeah.
And they still, like, that Titans defense, like, if anything, like, I know we're not talking about it right now, but I feel like Kevin Byard, I believe that's his name,
Yeah.
is, like, the king of that defense, and he
Yeah, he
deserves
is.
more recognition. I mean, he obviously is a high-rated player, but the recognition he deserves for, I mean, it's consistently, man. He's consistently a top, strong safety, and he deserves, I hope
Him
that he's
and
a
that
big part
defensive
of
line
that
of
defense.
Tennessee is
Yeah.
pretty good too. But
I think Simmons is the D tackle.
I
Pretty sure his
literally
name's-
I don't even know what's gonna go on with Malik Willis. I mean, granted, look, they did draft him in the 3rd round. It's not like they went ahead and selected him like in the 1st round, like they did, with other or like how other QBs were drafted. But he was drafted in like the beginning or the middle of the 3rd round. Like so, they never really had like the highest expectations for him. It's just that people thought he was gonna get drafted in the 1st, and then he dropped. And then now, I guess, Tennessee is kind of seeing why he dropped because I guess in practice, he's not looking and not picking stuff up how they want him to.
Well, he's an athlete. I mean, I feel like they were hoping that it'd be a Lamar Jackson situation where, you get a guy that, can the guy throw the ball? Like,
Best
pick
case
out his
scenario,
receivers and make
best
good
case scenario, they were
plays?
probably hoping Malik Willis would end up like Jalen Hurts.
Well,
That's who I'm thinking.
Yeah, but Jalen Hurts is, to me, and that's why, coming from a Giants fan, as much as I dislike the Eagles, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was rooting for Jalen Hurts in the
Oh, he's
Super
a
Bowl.
dog.
Just because I love him. Like, he's like, to me, he's like how he's got that LeBron sort of vibe to him where it's like, doesn't get in trouble. Always, like, just positive vibe. Like, always, like, any sort of media he gets is always positive and always, like, pushing for, like, just go out and take it. Like, if there's something in front of you and you want it bad enough, go for it. And then he shows
Just
that,
take it?
everybody, but, take what you want. But he you know, he just embodies that, like, I work hard and it shows, you know, like I do everything back here, like I work out, I do everything, I grind my
Yeah, he
ass
just
off,
takes it
and he shows it.
every
He
day.
takes it, he
No.
takes it, and then he shows it. He shows it on
No.
the field. And I mean, that's why it's like, to me, I'm always rooting for Jalen Hurts. Like even when he left Alabama, like after, I mean, it's tough being on a #1 squad and you get benched in one of the biggest games of your life, and then you kind of have to,
Nah, for
you
sure.
know, you're rock bottom basically. I mean, as far as you can get for, and especially the fact that they won, like, because you know if they lost, then you could say, well, you should have let Jalen Hurts finish out the game, right? And no, they won, and then you kind of have to look at yourself in the mirror the next day and be like, all right, I got two choices. Either I can
Yep.
quit or, like, be a little bitch and be upset about it and go on the media and be like, that
No,
was
Nick
fucked
Hurts.
up.
Yeah,
We
nah,
should've
look,
won
he
that
just
game.
he saw his opportunity. He took it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's rein it
All
back
right.
into the
Number
original.
number 8 is arguably going to be the most outlandish one of them all, if not the
We don't
second
even
most.
need.
But at
Bro,
number
we've
8,
talked about it
they
so
have
much.
they got Terry McLaurin at number 8 with a 92 overall. Don't get me
What the
wrong.
fuck is
I
that?
like Scary Terry, but he ain't a
Dog.
top 10 receiver. He's not. He's not. All right. So look, I'm gonna just put it out now. Tied for 9th is AJ Brown and Amari Cooper. So this is where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go at number 8. Should have been AJ Brown, and then number 9 should have been DK Metcalf,
He's an 88 overall.
Dirty.
and then you could throw Scary Terry.
DK's an 88. So
That is
not even
so
a
foul.
conversation.
So
That's
foul.
foul, bro. That is foul.
Mike Evans is a 90.
Well, Mike
Yeah.
Evans, he should have
Mike-
been high. I feel like Mike Evans
That's fair. I
deserves
think
it
Mike
for
Evans
his-
should have been higher.
CD
Mike
is
might have
Evans,
been 92.
stay getting
Are both
disrespected,
90s.
bro.
He could have been a 92.
Yo,
Bro,
Mike
Mike
Evans had like
Evans, I'm
8
pretty
or
sure-
9 seasons in a row with over 1,000 yards.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure he's like 9 for 10, and his first
No,
one
no,
was like
no.
his
No.
No,
No,
no. Hold
I'm
on. Let me
pretty
finish.
sure
Let me finish.
every season
No.
he's been in the league, he's had over 1,000.
Oh, you think he's perfect?
I think it's every year. Alexis, can you fact check that for us?
I'm doing it now.
I'm pretty sure Mike Evans, every year he's been in the league, he's had 1,000 yards or more.
Yeah, his lowest two seasons were his rookie year with 1,051 and 2020 with 1,006.
And how many seasons now is that?
2017, he got the skin of his teeth. 1,001.
It's at least 8 or 9 seasons.
Nine seasons.
Bro,
Yeah,
come on
2017
now.
he had
2001, you
1,001.
said? Oh wow,
Yeah.
he barely made
In
it.
2017.
Because I remember I just saw it not that long ago that the only person who has more 1,000 yard seasons,
Barry.
like consecutively, is Jerry, which is wild, bro.
What was
And
it? I
like
think
Mike
Terry-
Evans
I
is
think
not
he
even
was-
in. He had some crazy amount. It's
I don't
Jerry.
think there's a
Right.
reason how
12
you
or
can
something.
argue. I don't think anybody argues that Amari Cooper is better than Mike Evans.
No.
And that's where I'm saying, like, that's where
You
you
can-
kind
you-
of disrespects that. Because you could
No.
say, obviously, A.J. Brown, Terry McLaurin, they have potential to be better because
Yeah.
they're younger. So you can give them those higher overalls. But nothing from Amari Cooper in these last few years screams, I'm better than Mike Evans at all. Like,
Or
I wouldn't-
DK Metcalf.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Tyler
well, I mean,
Lockett's the
DK
number one
Metcalf
receiver
had a rough.
in Seattle.
Let me ask y'all right now. You're offered a trade, right? A 3rd round pick. You trade him for DK Metcalf, or you trade him for Amari Cooper.
Oh, DK.
DK.
Great.
I mean, he's just younger, obviously. Yeah.
Not even just younger. I'm just thinking he's just a better player. Dude is 6'3", built like a tank, runs a sub 440, crazy hands, crazy radius, jumps out the gym, and has shown
I'll
on
tell
the,
you-
in the
I'll
NFL
tell
field.
I'll tell you who are players that are worse than, like, okay, same rating as DK. You got Jalen, Waddle, and Mike Williams. And then below him is Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devontae Smith, and T. Higgins all at 87. Devontae Smith has a 91 speed in this game.
I can
Devontae
see
Smith
that.
has a 91 speed. That's bullshit.
Devontae, what
I mean,
was
he's
his
never
40
been a
time?
speed demon. I mean, but he's got 94 excel.
91?
That's still, but 94 excel is still stupid.
They got him the same speed basically as Mike Evans and Tyler Lockett. No.
Devontae. Okay. Well, I mean, T. Higgins never fast. I mean, he's always a big. I'm just kind of looking over these.
So Devontae Smith, he didn't run the 40 at the combine, but
No,
he
he
said
didn't.
that he could beat out Henry Ruggs 40, and Henry Ruggs ran a 4.27.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a difference between saying something and doing it.
It's the
Because I mean,
It's the
what's it
best
called? That
we
one
got.
guy, that one guy. I think his name is Tank Dell. They were like
Oh,
hyping
yeah.
him up, saying that he was gonna break the 40 record, and then he runs a 4.5 or 4.44 or something like that.
yeah.
And so it's like like that's great and all. Like I could say, yeah, I'm gonna run a 4.5 right now. You know, just in my socks.
Yeah, nah. Look,
Maybe
I
I
understand
can,
all these things, but Terry at 8, fuck no, and Amari in the top 10, absolutely not.
All right, how about this? How would you reorder? So what is it? Just to like, we could talk about them all. How would you reorder? So you said Terry is 8, or
Terry's at 8. I would put him at
8?
10.
So between 8 and 1, 2,
I would take Terry out of the
2,
top 10.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Absolutely.
Nah,
16.
considering Washington
And
in
16,
that
so-
offense. Like, look how bad Washington's offense is, bro. Like, they went from Carson Wentz to Sam Howell, and Terry is he's just dogging everybody, bro, with
Yeah.
shit QB play.
But how he's gonna be the next D Hop? But so where would you switch around? So from DK Metcalf to Terry McLaurin, how
so
are you
D-
rotating everything around?
So AJ Brown 8,
8. Okay.
DK Metcalf 9, Terry McLaurin 10.
Where's Mike
You're
Evans?
still not
You
putting.
still
You're
wouldn't
still
put
not
Mike
putting.
Evans
Evans
in
is
there?
at 11. Mike Evans is at 11.
Okay. So then where are you putting?
Mike
Debo,
Evans had Tom
Keenan?
throwing at him these last few years.
All right.
Yeah.
Where would you put? I mean, where would you put CD Lamb at? Do you put? Oh, hear about this? Do you put CD Lamb over Debo Samuel?
As a pure
Those are two
receiver,
similar-
yes.
Those are two. Well, I mean, I don't think you
Because-
take away Debo Samuel's best attributes. I mean, he could do it all. So where do you put him?
So look, if I had to go ahead and like have one on my team out of pure versatility, I'm taking Debo.
Okay.
But if you're asking me like, hey, look, these guys they're gonna line up at the X or the slot, one of the two, and they're just gonna be a receiver, give me CD. But if I'm just thinking purely from a strategic standpoint of just being a football guy, excuse me, Debo allows me to do more because I can use him in the run game as well. You know, like
The question is, are you saying he's better or not? It just.
I don't think he's a better receiver. I think he's a better all-around player.
Okay.
So I guess
So then
for
where
the
would you put
terms
him in
of,
this ranking?
I would probably put Mike Evans 11, and then I would put Amari next, and then CD.
And then Debo's still after.
Yeah,
Tyler
Debo would be
Lockett?
right after. No. Tyler Lockett's like lower.
Way lower. Ooh, interesting.
You say Tyler Lockett below DK.
Yeah, come on now. Look, Tyler Lockett's great. Don't get me wrong. Like the dude's basically like he was a security blanket for like mad long, but he's not better than DK. Come on now. Like just take away the results for a little bit and just look at the size, stature, athleticism. You look at those perspectives and it's like, come on now. Like if I want to go to a 50-50 ball, I'm giving it to DK. If I want to just throw a normal deep pass, I'm throwing it to DK. If I want to throw a pass across the middle, I'm throwing it to DK. Like I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like he's, especially too, DK Metcalf is a mismatch for a lot of corners because how many 6'3" corners do you know in the NFL? There's not many, if any at all.
Right.
You know, but
my
Tyler Lockett
opinion,
is
I'm
what,
putting-
5'10", 5'11"? How many 5'10", 5'11" corners are there in the NFL? It's littered with them.
I'm putting DK at tight end.
I would not put DK at tight end. At 6'3"?
On the passing plays, fuck, you could run a two tight end set and just have him run the routes and the other one block.
No, you put him as the X on the outside.
I want him. No, I want him out. I want him to have to be guarded by a linebacker all game. Has to see that guy go
Dude,
through
he'd be a
hell.
beefed up, he'd be a beefed up Evan Ingram, just a little, maybe a little slower.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I do in Madden anyways. I'm in franchise mode. I be moving either if I have Chase Claypool, DK, either one of them two, I change to a tight end. Actually, Chase Claypool's rating actually goes up.
When you move him to tight end?
Tight end, yeah. Right
Yo,
now, I
I'm not a
have him.
Chase
He's an
Claypool
X-
fan at all.
He's an X Factor 92 right now for tight end. I mean, look,
This
you got
is-
Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is still light. He's probably the
Bro.
same weight as DK.
If you ask me, Chase Claypool is like a practice squad player. If you ask me.
Damn.
Ooh. He was
I am
drafted
not-
second rounder.
I
so
am not a Chase Claypool
That's a tough-
fan at all.
Let him. I'm gonna let you speak this one out because this is an interesting take.
Look, so this is what I think, all right? Chase Claypool, he's not the greatest route runner. He's not a reliable receiver, and he's gone ahead and he's put his team into much more shitty situations in one season than Larry Fitzgerald did his entire career. Like, yo, he's not reliable. He's not that fast. He's not the biggest receiver on the block. So you're going to throw him the 50-50 balls, and he's going to have as good as a shot of any 6'3", 6'4" receiver out there. He's not in the upper echelons of them. He's not the strongest guy. And on top of it, too, from reports that are, that I've seen, like, they all go ahead and basically attack his integrity because they're basically saying that he doesn't even give a shit about the playbook enough to learn it as he should. Because now he's in the Bears organization, and he's going to have Justin Fields throwing to him. And Justin Fields, I'm telling you right now, Justin Fields' main target that he's going to be throwing to next year is going to be DJ Moore. And I'm telling you right now, Chase Claypool is not going to be putting up numbers like that. Chase Claypool will be lucky if he gets 500 yards receiving next year and 5 touchdowns.
Good thing he's not on this list though. How would
Where
you
is he,
feel if you
actually?
saw his name? I don't think it shows it past 25.
Chase Claypool
think-
shouldn't even
He's
sniff
a
the top
76
50.
overall.
Okay. there you
76
go.
overall. Hey, listen. All I care about is that Christian Watson better than him. That's all I
Hey,
know.
look,
That's all I
when
care
you
about.
look at the free agent list in Madden, I guarantee you there's a fuck ton of mid-70s and low 80s players in there. Chase Claypool could easily see himself as one of those, bro.
Word.
Like, I'm sorry, but, like, I have such a bad taste in my mouth from his time in Pittsburgh. Him and Juju, both of them, man. And I really used to like Juju, too, because I'm a huge USC fan. I really used to like Juju. But them TikTok boys was killing me.
You didn't like the dances on the logos, man?
Hell no, I ain't like the dances on the logos. What the fuck you doing dancing on the logo in an NFL game? You ain't no big play receiver. Come on now. What top 10 receiver you ever see doing what they do? Fuck out of here.
T.O.
No.
T.O.
T.O.
just
could
doing
do
stat-
whatever he want because T.O. was a dog. T.O.
T.O.
Any
T.O.
amount of talking T.O. did, guess what? He played bigger than it.
Backed all that shit up.
So he deserved every ounce of leeway when it came to the shit that he pulled on the field. But Chase Claypool running up that clock late in the game because he wanted to do that first down, Selly, fuck out of here, bro. What the hell are you doing? You look
What
dumb
do
as hell.
Here's a good one. Do you think, since now we're out of the top 10 and we can kind of, this is where things kind of get jumbled around. Where do you see guys like Christian Kirk? You think 85 is a good rating for him? I feel like
Christian Kirk
from
that's a good rating.
I like him. I like him a lot because he went from. I think Jalen Waddle is going to be a better version of that in a lot of different ways. Once, obviously, I mean, like you said, Tyreek
Yeah.
Hill either will leave or he might go somewhere else. But Christian Kirk is a perfect example of a guy
Yo.
that paid his dues. And I mean, he had his first.
Christian
he had
Kirk is a
1,100
very
yards.
reliable target. He's a
Yeah.
very reliable target. He runs
Played
good
all
routes.
17 games.
He's not the greatest deep threat in the world, But ever since he played at Texas A&M, anywhere between 1 and 35 yards, that's like his bread and butter, man.
Yeah.
I think he got overpaid though, personally.
Do you think Calvin Ridley? Well,
Calvin
these
Ridley
guys
is
are
nasty,
Do you think
nasty.
He's better than Chris. Well, they're both 85 overall.
Y'all
right
gotta
now.
watch out for them Bama boys, cause him and Jerry Judy, them boys will route you up, crazy, route you up.
Where is Jerry Judy on here?
He's
He's probably like a 79.
probably.
He's an 83.
They disrespect Jerry. Oh, let's go. Okay, I thought he was gonna be a 79. But
He's
nah,
the
y'all gotta
number
watch
one
out.
receiver on the Broncos.
What do you think
Wait,
about
over Cortland
Michael-
Sutton?
All right.
He's the number 1 receiver on the Broncos.
What was Cortland Sutton?
82.
Probably.
What?
All right, listen to this grossness though. So there's a bunch of 85s, right? So it goes. Well, I'll start with the first 80. Or you got Brandon Ayuk 86, Chris Godwin 86, DJ Moore 86, and then you got Calvin Ridley 85, Christian Kirk 85, Michael Pittman Jr. 85 overall. Get him out of here.
Yeah, that's more. He's like
Get
a 82.
him outta here.
He's like a 82, 81.
It didn't work out. Like as a number 1 wide receiver by yourself.
He's
you know,
not
he
a number
couldn't-
1.
He's
He's
not
not a
he's
number
just
one.
Not. He's just
Wait,
not.
question. Where's Tyler Boyd? Y'all see Tyler Boyd's name anywhere
No.
up there?
But I was gonna get to this one. Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Marquise Brown, all the same rating, 84. Do you think the reigning
You missed Odell.
offensive
You missed Odell at 85.
Odell? I mean,
I think Garrett Wilson should be like a 86.
because it's an interesting because Garrett Wilson
I
obviously
agree,
won
Manny. I agree.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. Garrett Wilson was number 2. Don't you think Garrett Wilson should at least have more respect than Michael Pittman?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Oh,
I just said it. Garrett Wilson should probably be like an 86.
To answer your
Exact-
question, Tyler Boyd's an 82.
Wow. Okay.
He's an 82 along with Cortland Sutton, Curtis Samuel, Deontay
Peep
Johnson, and
Peep
Juju.
that receiving core rating for the Bengals. They got an 82, an 87, and a 94 in that receiving core right now.
Yeah.
Not bad.
But
That's
nah.
a ridiculous. That's why they have the highest rated.
But Michael Pittman, he's not that nice, bro. He's not. He had a decent season, but he's not that. Another USC boy, and I'm always go ahead and rock with him because he's a USC boy. But like he's not. He's alright, bro. He's alright. But now I'm gonna tell you,
Damn.
y'all gotta watch out for them Bama boys, and who y'all really need to watch out for this upcoming season is another Ohio State product, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
I don't want
That
but
man-
he's gonna be
Oh.
a situation. I mean, you
Oh
got-
my
don't
God,
like
yeah, I
that.
know you wanted
I don't
the
like
Packers
that
to
shit.
draft him. I know you
don't
was
like
salty,
that
bro.
shit.
You got DK and you got Tyler Boyd to worry about. But I feel like with the Michael Pittman situation, it's slowly
That's
becoming
a-
evident
see-
that because you have situations like the Christian Watson where he's by himself now, and he started off rough, but he finished strong. But there hasn't
Yo.
been any. I haven't seen Michael Pittman and gone. He's been the number 1 for what, 2 years now?
Yeah, he
I'm
hasn't
trying
really
to
done
look it up
much.
now. He hasn't shown like what? He has a couple crazy games here and there. He had 925 this year for 4 touchdowns and what? Let's see.
He's like a second or third rated receiver on the team. He's not a team's number 1. I'll give y'all that.
No, but I just don't see like when you look at guys like I think the offensive rookie of the year deserves a little more respect than a guy who can't establish himself. It's like, you know, and I get it with Odell. I mean, even his broke ass knees, man. Like, come on. Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, like, they both showed out, and they got no recognition, really. I mean, the more the spotlight was on Sauce, the defensive rookies, because you had, what,
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner, you had all those guys.
Sauce
there
was
wasn't any
locking up.
Sauce,
Yeah,
you had Woolen. Woolen's another guy
Oh,
that I
Tariq
moved.
from
I
Seattle.
moved- yeah. So he's another guy that I moved. So it's
Seattle's been hitting in the draft, bro.
Seattle. This
They've been
one, I
hitting
got
in the draft.
shout out
Low-key.
Vaughn.
And I know
I got
Lexus
this-
is tight because they done took one of his boys.
I don't know why the fuck. Listen, I'm not mad at the pick. Like I like the pick. He's a good player, but I mean, I wanted Jackson.
Didn't y'all
fit the
get
fucking
Luke
narrative.
Van Ness or something
Yeah,
like that?
he's a good player. No, he's a good player, But we needed Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, y'all needed some receiver because Jordan Love about to shit the bed this year. Y'all ain't helping him at all.
Now we're gonna get those minimum 8 wins, 9 wins.
Anytime I go ahead and I look at Jordan Love this year, it's gonna be that Kevin Hart meme. Watch, hold on, I'm gonna play it for y'all.
Whatever. We'll just put a technical difficulties thing above his face. But just
all right,
EA,
I'm cutting you off. I'm cutting you off, bitch. I'm cutting you off, bitch, because I'm playing my meme now.
Oh, okay, you found it.
Help me!
Every time I see Jordan Love, Alexis, that's what I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna think of, and I'm gonna send it to you too.
There's definitely gonna be. They're gonna give him the Aaron Rodgers treatment.
No, for sure they're gonna give him the Aaron Rodgers treatment.
No, where they zoom in on his face when he's like getting tackled, as he's like.
Oh yeah.
Like, his
Yeah.
And he's all like.
face like this. Or the Eli Manning when he's like dying on the floor.
Yeah.
But no, to wrap it up, just with EA, it's always difficult to tell like their thought process with things because it's like we were just talking about the Jamar Chase, the Justin Jeffersons, like those guys with like natural crazy like publicity and potential, and then you have guys like Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson that just won like runner-up rookie, like had great seasons, and it's like where's that potential showing? And then you got you have Brandon Ayuk rated higher than them, which it's a year. Yeah, it's just always
it's a mess when you ask me.
Bro, it's a mess. They have Dontavian Wicks, who we drafted at wide receiver as a 49 overall. That's how you know. That's how you know.
They don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit.
They said Dontavian who? Never heard of her.
Like, how do you rank an NFL player who just got drafted as a 49 overall?
I don't know, bro.
They're gonna change these ratings before the game starts.
They might. Hey, but look, appreciate y'all for going ahead and coming through. Thank y'all for going ahead and watching the episode. Make sure to go ahead and like, comment, subscribe on the video. Make sure you can go ahead and say anything, too. If you got anything that you disagree with, agree with, make sure to go ahead and throw that in the comments. And make sure, like I said before, drop a follow, bitches. Deuces.
Peace.